Hey guys, my name is Damien.
And I'm Kenady, and thank you so much for joining us. So today we're talking about how to get over heartbreak. Now this was actually a question that one of our subscribers asked, so thank you for that. If you're human, and I hope you're human watching this with all that alien talk.
Yeah.
Is that a bad joke?
No, they're everywhere.
Too soon?
No.
No, but we have all gone through heartbreak. I can relate. I've had multiple heartbreaks, especially due to my
How many?
A lot. But God mended my heart for
Okay.
you. For him, actually, first and foremost. And maybe you're watching now and you're struggling with just now getting over your ex and just trying to, figure out, process. So hopefully these tips will help you. We want to give you 6 tips on how to navigate when trying to deal with heartbreak.
So number 1 is to lean into the reality. Listen, we have to tell the truth, especially to ourselves, on if we're hurting, if our hearts are really broken. You see, we have to address the reality in our lives because over time it will boil up and we can take that on our family members, even the next person we're in a relationship with. It will be doing a disservice to you and everybody around you. Tell the truth. Learn how to go through the grieving process. I know this stuff is hard, but you have to go through the grieving process. And so sometimes that includes an array of emotions that go into that grieving process. And we have videos on this as well. But it takes time to heal.
Yeah, that's so good. Number 2 is, and this is a big one, especially for me in the past, is don't relapse.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and like I said, I'm guilty of this, sometimes we go back to a rebound or we fall back into sin or we completely walk away from God due to this heartbreak and try and fill a void. Does somebody feel this hurt, this emptiness that I feel, this rejection that I'm feeling? Sometimes we go to social media and try and act like you said, deny it, but act like we're okay and just living our best life and just filling our pain with alcoholism, partying, other guys being promiscuous or girls being promiscuous. And sometimes we can be embarrassed about the heartbreak and want to just completely fall off the face of the earth because we maybe posted them on social media a lot and told everyone this is my future spouse and just had this whole future planned out with this person. Sometimes we even blame God, like this is God's fault. God, why did this not work? I thought this was the one. I've been wanting to get married. I've been wanting to get married, and here I am again, back at square one. Look, I know it's hard, but do not go back to the past. Do not run away from God, the only one that can give you true healing with this broken heart. He is not trying to punish you. Sometimes the breakup is for our good. And maybe we're in disobedience and not or maybe that person was not who God had for you. But we know, like it says in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." We don't know what that future is, but we know it's good because the one who gives it is good.
That's so good. Number 3 is invite help. Like Kenady said, we need to invite God, specifically the Holy Spirit, and also some of our friends, our accountability. You see, when we walk up mountains alone, it is very, very tough. But when we have somebody to walk up with, it makes that journey a lot easier. And I can tell you this, heartbreak sometimes feels like a mountain on you, but we need to invite that help in our lives. Proverbs 18:10 says, "The name of the Lord is a fortified tower. The righteous run to it and are safe." One question I have for you is, who are you running to, or what are you running to when your heart is broken? Like Kenady said, sometimes it's addiction, sometimes it's drugs or alcohol or even other people. No, run to God, because I know if you run to God, He might even lead you to counselors or even accountability. But one thing thing I have for you, and one suggestion we have for you is, when you go to counseling, when you go to your friends, be open to receive the correction and sometimes the criticism that you need to heal.
That's so good. The next one is analyze the relationship, the past relationship. And we do that at counseling, we do that with our friends, but we also need to do that in our quiet time. What did you learn from the past relationship about you, about how you interact with others? What things do you need to work on? Is it how you communicate? Is it not moving too fast in a relationship? What cycles do you need to break? Do you continue to break boundaries, or do you not have any boundaries in relationships? Do you continue to fall into sexual sin? Do you continue to put people and significant others as an idol before God? These things we need to address, or we'll continue to have those heartbreaks. What type of guys or women are you dating? Are you attracting? And so we want to make sure, how can we improve? We know that, it's not always just our fault and not always the other person, but we can control how we interact with others, and making sure that we're no longer idolizing anybody, and that we are honoring God in our relationships and being led by Him throughout the entire process. So make sure that we self-reflect. Don't bash yourself. It's not your fault, but we can take ownership in how we can improve our next relationship in the future.
So number 5 is refocus on your purpose. We say this all the time. If you watch our channel, we always talk about purpose. Purpose is so important. And we know from being in bad relationships that when we are focused on a relationship, we probably don't focus on our purpose a lot, and we get off a track and we get out of God's will. Question: where is God leading you? Where is God calling you to? Psalms 32:8 says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. You see, God desires you to be in purpose. Let me say that again. God desires you to be in purpose, and He desires to instruct you and lead you into purpose. But one of the things that you must know is purpose is always found in His Word. So be led to His Word so you can be led in purpose.
That's good. Dap me up for that one. So the last point is, get back in the game or not. We want to make sure that we're not rushing back into a relationship as soon as we got out of one. But we don't know the time frame. This requires discernment and understanding and being led by God. We want to make sure that we've healed properly, that we've grieved, we've gone through the process, we've broken those soul ties from previous relationships, and we have put God back into that first spot. We're not saying to wait 5 months or a year between that. We don't know. It has to do with God's healing process and God leading you into the next relationship. But just because you're ready does not mean that the next person that pursues you is the one, or someone you need to enter a relationship with. There's still a process. And then maybe you might find that, I think I'm content in my singleness. I'm not ready to date, or I'm not even wanting to be in a relationship anymore. That I'm content with being with God and giving Him my undivided attention, like Paul says in 1 Corinthians 7. But for a majority of us, we do desire marriage, and we do have those sexual desires that we would be better off in a relationship eventually. But we want to make sure that we're not rushing into a relationship just so you can start having sex once you get married. We want to still go through the process, still be led by God, and we have to pray that God gives us strength and self-control as we wait for our spouse.
We hope that this video helped you navigate through heartbreak. If you want to learn what to do before praying for a soulmate, we have a series right here. Again, my name is Damien Nash.
And I'm Kenady Nash.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Check that video.
Humans only. Just kidding.